In lesson 7.3, solving two-step inequalities, we're going to continue working on our standard 7.EE.4b expressions and equations. And the essential question then is, how do you solve a two-step inequality? So using the algebra tiles, we have the 4d minus 3 is greater than or equal to 9. So they've gone ahead and created the model of that in algebra tiles. So we have the 4d is here, we have the minus 3 here, those are our constants, and we have the 9 tiles here, which represents our positive 9. So to get rid of the minus 3, we have to add 3. So if you remember, we're creating 0 pairs so that we can cancel those out, okay? And then we added the 3 here because what we do on this side of the inequality, we have to do on this side of the inequality. So we're now at 12. Okay, so we have 12 here and we have our 4d here. If you keep an eye out, this will kind of look like our equation when we're doing 4d minus 3 greater than or equal to 9. We've added the 3, so we have to do that on this side. So that gives us 12. This, of course, goes to 0, and we still have our 4d. So that's where we're at right here. The next step, they've removed the 0 pairs. Okay, so we're down here. And then we take the 4 and we group them because that's what we have in division. This is our d. We're going to divide by 4 for grouping. Okay, so they cancel out. We're left with 1d, and that's going to be greater than or equal to 12 divided by 4 is 3. So each d will have 3 tiles in it. So we see that right here, and then we see the final result here where d is greater than or equal to 3. So here in the your turn, they're asking you to model. So you're creating with algebra tiles, and then you're and to solve that. So in the next example here, Serena wants to complete the first 3 miles of a 10-mile run in 45 minutes or less, running at a steady pace. The inequality 10 minus 0.75p is less than or equal to 7 can be used to solve the find p, the pace in miles per hour she can run to reach her goal. So solve the inequality. Okay, so they've already given that to us, but if they hadn't, you would highlight the important information. 10-mile run, 45 minutes. Notice that they converted the 45 minutes into 0.75 because that's the decimal equivalent of 3/4 of an hour. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. So they go through and they set up the inequality down here, and they go through the steps. We subtract 10 from both sides, so we're left with just the 0.75p. We have 7 minus 10 is -3, and then we do the division. Now here's the key. Remember, we talked about in 7.2 about having to switch the sign if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, so that the inequality will still remain true. So we have to, they changed the sign here because we're dividing by a negative. Okay, so 3 divided by negative 0.75 is 4. So n is going to be greater than or equal to 4. When they tell you to graph out the inequality, they're talking about putting it on a number line. And also notice here that the dot is solid, okay, because we have the equal sign, greater than or equal to. So n is going to be greater than or equal to 4. And you're going to include the 4 in the solution set because you're going to show that by using the solid dot. In example 3, we're going to determine if the given values, these down here, in example 3, we're going to determine if the given values, which are showing up down here at the bottom of the word problem, are solutions to the inequality right here. Okay, so we have all the information. Gasoline sells for $4 a gallon. A car wash is $12. The total purchase is $60. So we've learned to write that it's going to be the $4 per gallon. A is another way of saying per. The car wash is a one-time, so that's $12. So 4G plus 12. And her total is no more than $60. So we're going to use the less than or less than sign for 60. So if G were 10, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute anywhere you see where G is in the equation. And then you're going to solve. So 4 times 10, of course, is 40, plus 12. Is that less than or equal to 60? Well, 40 plus 12 is 52, so yes, that is a true condition. And then you go through and you do the same thing here. Lastly, then, you go ahead and you look at your inequality, and you're going to graph, because it says solving graph. Okay, so when you graph, you're creating a number line. 4G plus 12 is less than 60. 4G is less than 48 because they have subtracted the 12. So on one side, on the other side. And then here they've divided by 4. So G is less than 12. It's less than, so you're going to use the open sign, and less than, you're pointing to the left. So you would graph that out. Take a look here at your numbers. Is 10 less than 12? Yes, it is. Is 11 less than 12? Yes, it is. 12 is equal to 12, so it does not satisfy our condition because we're using the less than symbol instead of the less than or equal to. If we were using this one, then it would be a true condition. But we're not using this, we're using this. So 12 equaling 12, and the sign calling for 12 less than 12, that is not a solution to the inequality. So here in the your turn, you have a couple examples to go ahead and try. You're substituting the number in place of the letter. So this one would become 3 times 9 minus 8 is less than, or I'm sorry, is greater than 22. And you would do the same thing for 10 and the same thing for 11. Okay? And then over here, 5 is still more examples, except you're using a negative numbers, it looks like. So you would do 5 times negative 3 plus 12 is less than or equal to negative 3. So if you had to graph, it doesn't tell you to, but if you did graph, in this one you would use an open sign for the solution set, but in this one you would use a closed symbol. These all help out. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.